All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, happy Friday. I am doing good as well. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's take a look at what we had yesterday. Yesterday was a real nice day. We had some really good stuff happening here. Not everything was great. For example, Jiva was okay. Let's get our charts here on the 5 minutes so we can see the intraday action starting right in here. Here we go. So again, out of the stocks that we had, not the cleanest one. It did drop here, but again, it wasn't clean right off the bat. They give you a beautiful pop all the way to 918. So if you're looking to get in and out quickly, that would have been nice as it broke out through some of these pre-market highs, and then slams down, breaks some low of the pre-market here. I think it was 927, right? 927 was a great level, breaks right through that. Beautiful continuation. Again, break the breaks of highs and lows in the pre-market. We keep talking about them. They're just really good strategies. If you could build a trade book around that, you'll see a lot of that come up in during the market on our watch list. So that was a nice drop there. From there, guys. Oops, sorry, I'm not showing you guys the right screen. Here we go. Apologies. So this is what we're talking about here: break of pre-market low, and then right down all the way down to the continuation that we got there. So again, okay, but compared to the other stuff we had, I'll show you Apple and some other ones. They look so much better. Fubo as well was great, guys. We just talked about it. The break of high of the pre-market does that very early on. Struggles at first. But then just look at the buying pressure coming in here. It does get going nicely, breaks the high of the day, gives you a beautiful pullback. This is a great entry here as well. And just look how beautiful this thing continues. So again, Fubo was great, comes back down, flirts with the VWAP for some time here, and then again later in the day gives you another go towards the high of the day. So again, beautiful. Fubo was great yesterday. Traded very, very nice, very clean. UAVS was not good at all. This was very choppy. It was just pure garbage, really. Again, just nothing happening here. It would have been very difficult to take a trade here. You do get somewhat of an engulfing pattern here, but this engulfing pattern is not pretty with these 2 weeks here. I don't like the fact that these 2 weeks are too wild. Again, just not looking good. Not a great intraday action. Apple was amazing, guys. Apple was just great. Takes off again, breaks its high of the pre-market 134.31, and then really never looks back. You got a couple of good pullbacks to some great support areas. We got the VWAP, got the 9 moving average here, and you can see how great this thing just takes off all the way to 135. A dollar plus move in the first 30 minutes to an hour. It consolidates again around this moving average here. Well, the price actually not 135, and then again goes towards the high of the day. Takes a little bit to get it going, but is able to break through that around 2 o'clock or so. Beautiful play on Apple yesterday. So they're looking really nice today. Also looking interesting. We'll take a look at that as well. Here is Plug. Plug was clean too, guys. Again, beautiful drop here. You can see that the rejection around this. I don't. Was that pre-market high? No, it wasn't pre-market high, but you got a couple of touches here in the pre-market. Beautiful rejection. Nice continuation towards the downside after losing the VWAP, and then find support at this level. We had the low of the pre-market 58.63. It is not able to break through that. Finds great support. This is a tough reversal. Actually, this is not an easy reversal. You don't get any double bottom. You don't get any heads up. This is coming. But here though, right here, when you start building this somewhat of a bull flag, somewhat of a support area, that's a good indication. Gets above the VWAP, and then volume comes in, and just look at the run that Plug had. Just amazing. So again, another good one there. BB was great too, guys. A beautiful play towards the downside. A great opening range breakdown on the 5 minute after a great rejection. This wick is a little bit wild here, but again, beautiful breakdown. It does continue nicely into all the way into 1210 here. So after that, you get a quick reversal to VWAP. But again, this was the play. The opening range breakdown on BB was beautiful yesterday. So that is what we had, guys. Pretty nice day. Again, a lot of clean moves. I think so. Hopefully, you took advantage of the action yesterday. Let's look at the market spy as we close out this week. Norm, what do we have?
Yeah, we've got a pretty decent gap down this morning on lockdown fears, COVID stuff. So, amongst other things. So we're down about just shy of 0.75% on the SPY, down a little bit more than 0.5% on the QQQ. VIX is up a bit as well. So, we don't have a whole lot of data this morning. 9:45, we've got flash PMIs coming out, and then 10 a.m. we've got existing home sales. Market looks pretty weak. We'll see where this goes. We're obviously just kind of sitting around all-time highs. Big gappers list to the downside today. Just a few select names that we've been seeing a good amount recently on the gap ups. So it'll be interesting. It'll be the market is not looking strong down here. Let's spy down below the S4 pivot. We'll just we'll keep an eye out and see how it goes today. Carlos.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, let's take a look at what we had yesterday. Let's make some rows in here, and we'll look at our gappers list on the upside today. So gapping up 9.3, we have BNGO. Now again, this one has been on our watch list quite a bit, guys. It's just it continues to trade pretty bad. Look at it yesterday as well. This is not clean at all. So I'm not inclined to keep this on my list. The pre-market action this morning also does not look great. You got 7.6 million shares traded. So there's no lack of volume, but there is a lack of actual good trading in the intraday. So again, it just doesn't look good. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. It may be a possible because it can trade well. We've seen it do it before. But man, the last couple of days have not been it. But if you look at the daily, and again, I don't want to speculate or anything like that, it looks like it wants to go for another run. It does look like it's consolidating here, like it wants to break out of this 950 and maybe put in one of these days here. That would be nice. But again, we'll have to be very patient, sit tight for that to actually happen. XL here, we are up 5.5 this morning, 522,000 shares traded. Daily looks a little bit all over the place. I remember looking at this before.
Yep.
I remember how I traded though. I don't think we ever kept it on the list. No, I'm not sure if you have.
I traded a little bit actually. It traded
Yeah.
all right. It is a low float, 8 million shares, short float on it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some interesting different data. So Trade Ideas says it's at 4.37%,
Mm-hmm.
and FinViz says it's 52%. So
Mm.
quite a disparity there.
That is,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it's from barely any low float to a pretty huge one. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it had a low float at one point, a pretty large low float. I think it was hit by one of the
Mm-hmm.
short selling groups
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
after its pop a while back in late
Yeah.
December or so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know which one of those is right. My tendency is to lean towards the larger one, but I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though, they're getting some really good volume right now. They're up 6%, and their daily looks a little bit interesting here. We're kind of finding somewhat of support around 19 and bouncing from that. So, let's put it on here. We'll come back to that one. Let's add it on here. We'll take a closer
Just
look.
put it on your low float list. 8 million.
Yep, 8 million. Oh, I have 98 million on this on Trade Ideas. It's just crazy. But you see 8 million on your end, correct?
Yeah, that info's off too, I guess.
Yeah.
That
So
could explain the
something's
difference.
funny
That could explain the difference.
in
Yeah, I'm not
calculation,
sure.
right?
Let me look. Maybe they had a lockup that expired that's not being.
Oh, yeah. The report is so that the
Yeah.
the, the
So
calculations
let me
could be
take a
off.
look. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can find any more info.
Either way, we'll keep it on the low flow pile just to be able to be aware. You have to manage your risk accordingly on this one. It does move a lot though, so you got to be careful either way. Look at the move that it did a couple of days ago, end of December. Is no, we're talking about from 19 up to 33 bucks. I mean, that is quite a move there. So it has potential to run very nicely here and aggressively. So either way, we'll keep it here on our riskier pile. Not a low flow just yet, but riskier pile. OBLN, this was the low flow of the day yesterday. I didn't really watch it. Let's see what it actually did. Let's take a look here. No, it just became a short for the entire day. It didn't really give you any long opportunities here at all. Just played around below the 9 and the 20 moving average. It was a beautiful short. We did have inventory for short. I don't know if we had yesterday, but we do have today. I don't remember if yesterday wasn't inventory was available, but today it is available. Again, we're going on the third day of the madness on this one, so you gotta be careful. 6.2 million. We'll throw it as a possible here. Just be careful. You might get some fake breakouts here that's just gonna get slammed down. I'm sure there are some people stuck here from yesterday thinking this thing was gonna go for another second day, and hopefully they did not hold for today, expecting that to happen because it never works out that way. So just be careful if you're going to be trading that one. I don't like it after the third day, especially after dropping like this and you're giving a little bit of hope here, up 11%. Let's see what happens. All right, going down to AUPH today. They are not looking great pre-market at the moment. Dailies all over the place. I'm going to skip on this one, guys. Again, I don't see anything great there. UMC, this one, the daily looks interesting. It looks a little choppy though, and maybe because the volume is a little bit light on the days, it looks almost foreign. I'm not sure if it is, but yeah, pre-market is not great though, so I'm gonna skip on that one. Here's GameStop. GameStop again just been making a lot of noise lately. They are up
By the way,
3%.
UMC is Taiwanese, by the way.
It is, right? Okay, yeah, it did. It did. The daily looked a little foreign here with the way with the gapping and the volume being so low. So yeah, we'll skip on that. What we had here, we had GameStop next. This one will be good to watch. I think they put in a good day yesterday. Again, they continue to rip higher here, guys. This stock making some really big moves. I think it's worth putting on our list for today. THCB, what do we have here? Choppy, nothing good there. AMD's on the list this morning. They have good volume, 543,000, up 2%. The daily looks
Peter's
interesting.
happy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Peter's got to be. Anytime this AMD's on the list here, Peter is sure having a good morning. So we'll put that on there.
He just has a he wrote it on his list with a Sharpie on his screen, so it's always on his list, but it's on the real list this morning.
Oh, there we go. That is it's always on his list. Absolutely. I think he puts it on his list on Saturdays, and the market's not even open. He has it on his list ready to go for Monday. So yeah, CCIV. This one, guys. I don't really keep it on my list. I don't think it trades well. Again, we've seen a couple of members take good opportunities here. Yesterday, what did we have? For the most part, volume was good. Again, just look at the way this is forming. I don't know how, again, without looking at the price action, I don't know how you would trade this. It doesn't look good. I don't see any patterns here on the 5 minute. So I'm going to just stay away from this one. Also, the day looks a little funky. It does look interesting though. You're getting volume here. You are breaking out of the previous day close. You were red for the most part all this morning into the last 15 minutes or so. Could have some potential though. I gotta say, as bad as this looks, it could want to break out of this consolidation area, especially if we get towards that 19 area and we start running. Could be a good scalping opportunity there as well. AMD we have in play. Let's take a look what's gapping down today, guys. PGen is leading the way down 16%. Higher, decent short flow interest here, 30% is what I'm reporting on Trade Ideas. PGen right now, pre-market action though is not great. Their daily is not great. Their volume on their daily is not great. So it's not a whole lot going on here unless there's some kind of catalyst that will make today slightly different than what they usually trade. So I think PGen will add it as a possible. Again, I like the drop here, 16%, losing some areas of support here.
Secondary is their
Not
news.
great. Yeah, not great news. So yeah, we'll keep it on here, but we'll probably drop it off from there. That is not the best catalyst. Again, nothing wrong with that. We've seen some secondary news trade okay, but for the most part, they don't create a great intraday action. Wow, let's talk about IBM. Down 8.4 today, 486. Noam, what's the latest and greatest with these guys today?
Earnings train wreck last night. So
Yeah.
it's just it was really I think it was their revenues primarily. I'm not a huge fan of trading this one.
Yeah.
It's NYSE. It's typical NYSE. You can't get any more NYSE than IBM. Not saying you can't potentially get a decent trade on it, but these big blue chip companies that are been around for decades are not great tradings.
Yeah, they are tough to trade the way, at least the way we trade, because we met some traders where they only trade NYSE stock and they're good at it, but the way I trade specifically, and Norm, you too, it's just not good for us. They're very difficult to trade. But definitely in play today, guys. We'll take a look at it. It is down nicely this morning, 8.4. We'll do some levels for it in case you're a big NYSE stock type trader. This could be a good one for you today. Definitely in play. UAVS, this one pre-market looks okay. Again, yesterday wasn't great though. I mean, yesterday was very choppy, probably one of the most choppiest stocks we had on our list, on our watch list. Today's pre-market action still not looking great. 186 at the moment, down 7.4. Their daily does look like it wants to break down here. Maybe a possible. We'll give it a shot to get better as we go through this morning's list. ACB this morning, it is down 7%. I do like this. We do have shares for short, 917,000. This is nice. I'm gonna add this to our list. I like that one. So that's good. That could have some potential. Pre-market could get better, but we do have some volume here. I expect this to keep building up as we move forward. INTC making our list. This had the huge pop when the CEO resigned here. So again, has been able to hold this gap up. Great day yesterday. Wow, how did it break out yesterday? I didn't see this.
They had earnings after hours yesterday. So
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, right into the close. Just look at this huge pop here. So, all right, nice. Yeah, I think
they
this
had
is worth.
decent earnings
Uh
too,
huh. Yeah,
from what I saw. But I think the run up from the CEO
yeah.
announcement kind of ate into what it was kind of loaded on the front end of those earnings. And then there's I haven't dug into it, but they're talking about investigating a hack that
Hmm.
earnings that somebody got to their earnings before they were actually released. So
Yeah, it's interesting because look at this run up right before. I mean, it started what around 1 o'clock here. That is a big run up for going into earnings. So that's interesting that that happens. You usually do not see this. It'll just be choppy unless something is very blatantly clear that something's gonna go up or down. But yeah, this is looking very interesting today, guys. Pre-market action, very nice, down 5.5, 861. We are going to add this INTC to the list today. WWR, 19 million shares float, not looking good. We'll skip on that. Let's take a look at Oxy. Oxy's dropping down nicely today, 4.4, 291. Not the best pre-market action, but this out of all the oil type companies or stocks, this one trades very well. So we'll put it as a possible. TLRY is on our list today also, 137 million shares float. I wonder if that's accurate. We've seen so much stuff out of this one. Pre-market actions, okay, decent. I do like the daily guys down 4.2, very similar to what ACB is doing here. But ACB's got better volume, slightly better pre-market activity. I think TRY we can add as a possible for now. And I think we'll stop here. Let's just look down. Wow, we have a lot on the gapping down list. Um, Holy cow, look at this. All right. Is everything on the gapping down list today? Man,
I think so.
man, oh man. Okay, we'll stop there. I'm just gonna look at BB because that has been fun to watch. BB down 4.2, 724. Horrible pre-market action. Daily looks interesting. And then football, because I'm sure you guys are gonna throw this one out there because it's been good to us. Actually, football has been really, really nice. It was great yesterday, by the way. Look how clean this thing was yesterday at the market open. Beautiful continuation there. I like the daily on football. I like the daily. I'm gonna add this one on here. All
Just
right.
note on that one that it jumps a lot, and
Yeah.
that is definitely not something for a newbie to try to trade.
Agree 100%. Got to be very careful with this one. It can drop $1 very very fast. All right, let's take a look at our chat room, guys. Let's start with Pam. Pam, what do you have? Mara for us. Let's take a look there. What do we have going on with Mara this morning? Potential Bitcoin play here. Right now, they are up 4.1, 1.4. Again, the last couple of days have been taking a pretty nice hit here. They definitely got volume. So I just, you know what? Although they've been very active, I haven't seen, well, yesterday, I didn't look at it yesterday, but I haven't seen anything great out of these one as far as intraday trades, right? And you're pretty much stuck to trading into the long side because I have not seen any inventory for sure, at least with IB. We'll see. We'll put this one as a possible for now. Let's go on down. Let's take a look at CCIV. We looked at, guys. I'm not gonna add, actually, I'm not gonna. I had it here actually, but it's tough to trade this one. It's just tough. It is breaking out nicely again today. If it can get above that 19, I think it has some potentials. But I'm gonna keep it as a possible because it's just one of those hit or miss type stocks. Let's take a look at Microsoft. What do we have here? Oops, Microsoft. All right, there we go. Oh, can type today. Microsoft. There we go. Another type, IBM type stock. They're very difficult to trade. This was not a nicey stock, but it's got that same type intraday play where again it's not easy stock to trade. They are pretty much flat right now. I don't like the pre-market action as much, so I'm gonna keep this one on the side for now. Let's head on down. What do we have? GDX. What's up with GDX? GDX down 2.5, 300,000 shares traded. Pre-market action. This doesn't look good on the daily. Doesn't look great. Pre-market action also very spotty. So I don't like what I'm seeing here from it. I see what you're looking at. This breakdown here could be nice if it loses this 34.47. You have some room to run down here, so that's nice. But for the most part, right now, I don't think is is looking great to keep on our list. This pre-market action looks very, very choppy, by the way. Not sure what it was that's being traded that way with such good volume. CLII, pre-market action, very active this morning. 6 million shares traded. What's the float on this bad boy? Because this thing, the pre-market high is 29 and the low is 16. So you can see the range we're getting here. We could be a little bit dangerous. CLII, do not have a float information on this one, but it looks very, very risky. So the way it's moving right now, so I'm gonna keep it here on our next to OBLN, which is some of our low flows and riskier type pile. We'll come back to that one. Let's see how the pre-market continues to build. Nate, so it is a low flow. What's the float on it? I don't have it here on Trade Ideas. Moving on down, we have Fabio's giving us Neo. What's Neo up to this morning? So kind of a bit of a consolidation happening on the daily. This looks very nice, guys. We've seen this consolidation break out one way or the other with some good volume, especially Neo is a type of stock that can move nicely. Their volume today, 2.6 million. So that's great. Flat right now as far as gapping up or down. What did we do yesterday? How did we trade yesterday? Not great. We have a couple of runouts, but for the most part, very choppy in a lot of areas. Maybe a possible. I think that's the best we could do for Neo right now. A possible on there. Riot. So we have Mara. How does Riot look? Yeah, so I'm gonna keep Mara on my secondary list. Now we'll think about Riot and the rest of the other Bitcoin type plays, but we do have Mara here, which seems to be actually no, exactly the same. I thought it was gonna be better, but it looks exactly the same like Riot. So and again, just be careful with this stuff because they're getting very, very unpredictable right now. So some of the plays are looking very tough at the moment with this stuff. And again, with Bitcoin dropping here, who knows what kind of madness you're going to be getting into today. All right, let's see here. AMD's on the list. That's good. NNDM. You know what? NNDM is one that we watch often. It's always either gapping up or down, but it doesn't trade well. So 1.2 right now. This pre-market action by itself at the moment doesn't look great. The day looks a lot better, but it's a stock that, again, it gets volume. 40 million looks like 35 million on any given day, but it doesn't trade well. It does not trade well. So here you had a breakout yesterday, but again, just look at the way these candles are forming. I don't like the way that looks there. So not a big fan of this one, guys. I'm not gonna have it on my list, but if you have been watching it, and definitely throw it on yours. TLRY we do have on the list today, so that's on there. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So that is on there. I love the daily. I agree. The daily looks very nice on this one for a possible drop continuation. They're down 5% today, so that's very nice. INTC we do have. Neo we have it as a possible. EV is a SPAC. EVGO. I don't think, is it a SPAC? I don't think it's a SPAC. EVGO. EVGO is not coming up, so we'll skip that. Space SPCE. I've seen a couple of people throw this one out here. What do we have? SPCE. Very quiet pre-market action right now, so I'm not sure about that one. So very quiet. Only 100,000 shares traded at the moment. Neo, I agree. Neo's been choppy for the past 2 days. Actually, more than that. It's been real choppy. The price action has not been clean. Today they have more volume than usual though, and I do love this pop here towards the previous day close. So we got a nice little pop here into the pre-market. They're trying to go green. They've been consolidating on the daily. So are we in for another run here? Is going to be the question. When Neo gets running, one way or the other, when Neo gets running, you can get a real nice move. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Mauricio is giving us FU2U and also SPWR. You know what? FU2U is pre-market's okay. I mean, no, pre-market is horrible. The daily's okay. Oh, no, that's not even the daily. This is space. Hold on. Let's get the actual daily. I was going to say the daily does look decent, but no, it does not. It looks okay. The issue with this, guys, is managing your risk. We talked about this quite a bit, so this is why I've been keeping it off my list. Again, the daily is just incredible. It finds a way to break new highs here. It looks like it wants to go for 100, but just be careful with this one. Be very careful. ACB, I believe we have. Yes, ACB is on here. I love the price action right now on ACB. I do like the daily. That looks good. INTC we do have. UMC is yes, we did talk about that one. That is a foreign stock. Again, it's probably not going to trade well. You could tell here too, the volume very low for most days, only around, what is that, 6.5 million around there, so very low volume. And look at the daily. You see when you see this, barely any wicks. The days are gapping up between each other. Just look how this is forming. This is not great. Lately, though, it has been getting more volume than it usually does, right? It's hitting that 9, that 14. So these candles are looking a little bit better. But the intraday is probably not going to be great on a stock like that. So just be mindful of that. Okay, let's go on down. All right, Sun W. Sun W. I see that on both chat rooms, so let's take a look at that one. Sun W starting to get going here. Again, the daily is just incredible. Let's see how this thing has been trading. Let's go back here. Let's look at some. All right, so yesterday you had a breakout here. Hard to tell how clean that was the day before. So in the morning seems to break out nicely. See, here, this is not great pre-market intraday action. You could tell this is not clean. Very difficult to find any kind of patterns on something like this. So if you haven't watched this, watch the intraday play at the market open, see how that trades. But it doesn't look clean to me, to be honest. I think it's one of those stocks that could be very choppy and very difficult to identify a trading pattern with that type of action. All right, let's stop there over in our chat room. Let's take a look at our YouTube chat. What do we have? Sun W we looked at. Yeah, good day yesterday. And it is starting to move now, Jay, Sun W here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm gonna keep it here just to watch it and see how the actual intraday is. But again, that daily and the way it looks doesn't look all that clean. PLTR, are they still consolidating here? Yeah, PLTR is still not great. Had a big drop yesterday. Nice continuation, but for the most part, it's still a very choppy type stock. And again, this one also can be very aggressive and very jumpy. We've seen this thing, just drop so aggressive that's going to be hard to manage your risk at times. Right now, pre-market action just looks horrible. It really does. The daily for the last couple of days has not been great. So I'm not going to add this one today. Let's look at Netflix. I know they had a big day yesterday. Not yesterday, a couple of days ago, 2 days ago. Today they're starting to get moving. They're pretty much flat right now. This is their second day after a huge gap up here. So we'll have to see. Volume is very light right now, so I wouldn't look into this just yet. Let's wait for that volume to build up here. But again, nice gap up from them 2 days ago, and they are holding this gap up, so that's nice to see there on Netflix. Fuel Cell, one of our most watched stocks, I think. Fuel Cell, a lot of people have been watching this one. Consolidating on the daily pre-market action, 505,000 right now as far as shares traded, down 2.8. No, it's not great, guys. Not really great here. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple was amazing yesterday. I think Apple could be good today as well. If we look at this one, not as clean pre-market action as we had yesterday, but I do like Apple for a possible continuation. We got a little drop here, almost half of 8% with some good volume, 1.4. Again, after 2 really good days here and hitting somewhat a level of resistance right over here. That's the previous high they had in some time, 138.76. We're giving them some back. That's the all-time high there. Well, the one from yesterday, obviously now, right? So
yeah, I think it spiked after hours maybe for a second, but it wasn't a very big spike. It didn't last very long.
This thing here. All right, so yes, I wouldn't consider that as important as this one here. I agree with you, 138.76. But yeah, this looks interesting, guys. Let's see if Apple wants to take another shot at that 136.76. Might not do it right away. We do have the previous day close that we have to get through. But I do like Apple this morning. I think they're trading very, very well, and they were so clean yesterday. It's worth taking a second look at here. All right, coming on down. Yes, good morning. Yes, we do have GameStop. That's on our list. It is right over here in the first one. So I think that one looks good on the daily. Possible breakout here, guys, if we can get stable on the pre-market action. Although you do have a great pre-market action. You got some good volume here, up 4.1, so that's decent. BB, it is 9 o'clock, so we'll do just 2 more, guys. BBIG, this one not looking great, guys. Let's skip on down for now. Let's look at Plug. Plug is okay. Okay, I don't think it looks great right now, but we know Plug. So we have our scanners in the chat room. If you see this in the turbo breakdown, turbo breakup, or with a lot of volume, we can tune into it. But right now, it doesn't look all that great. So, but that could change really fast with Plug. We've seen that it do that pretty quickly. GameStop, we have Netflix. Netflix. What do we looked at Netflix? What do you say here? Yeah, it's okay. Volume is still very light, only 67,000. And then let's look at Nvidia. Last one here, guys, and we'll go over to announcements. Nvidia, very light right now too. I don't see anything great. Had a good day yesterday. Maybe wants to get back up there. Little drop this morning. It looks like most of the move was done in the afternoon part of the day on Netflix. On Nvidia. So Yeah, but and Nvidia too, guys. Keep in mind, is a very difficult stock to trade. It is not an easy stock to trade. So is Netflix. They're on there in that $500 price tag. They're not as clean. They don't move as great as these other stocks that we look at. So just keep that in mind as well. All right, let's head over to announcements, and we'll come back and fine tune this list.
All right. John's success webinar, high day break strategy should be up in the uh, Learning Center. And then next week, we've got Eamon's success webinar and how he trades breakouts. That's 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, special time because of his time zone. Nada's webinar on how to let go of your mistakes should be posted in the Psychology Center next week. We've got Dr. Katz. We've got a town hall format, which people have loved in the past. So look forward to seeing that 8 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday night. If you'd like to participate in the member trade of the day and trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of that day. It should have entries and exits, and then mark it up with any comments you can give on the strategy and the setup and everything else, why you took the trade, why you exited where you did. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Bearable Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market as well. We'll choose the winner for each day. That'll be announced in the closing bell shown on Twitter. And then the team takes all those trades of the day that won and votes over the weekend for the trade of the week, which will be announced on Monday afternoon. If you're watching us on YouTube and like to try out the chat, use the promo code premarket24. That'll give you access to our chat room for 7 calendar days, 5 trading days. Also includes Carlos's onboarding class every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern live. Does auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. And if you'd like to become an elite member, you can get 40% off using the code NewYear40. That's 40% off the annual elite membership.
All right, thank you, Norm, for that. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's look through our possibles list. Let's drop some stuff off of here first, or see if anything can be moved up to our main list. Let's start with Sun W. So Sun W again, daily looks amazing, guys. Pre-market so not all that great. We'll keep it on here, but for the most part, it probably could get dropped. Neo looks good. We'll keep that as a great possible, and we'll have to see if this thing wants to run today. Again, we're getting some great movement, good volume, 3 million this morning so far. Pretty much flat, just wrapping around the previous day close line at the moment. TLRY, I love the drop here that we have today, down 4.3, so we'll keep this one on here. We also have ACB on our main list. So as we're watching ACB, which also looks nice, a nice drop here, 6.2. And we do have shares for short. Let's keep in mind TRRY. I think that's a good one too. Oxy, I kept it on here because it's probably one of the best ones to trade. But so for possible. UAVS is decent. PGen, you know what? As much as I love this drop here and possibly can get going, I'm gonna remove this one. Looking at the rest of our secondary list, doesn't look as good. CCIV, it's starting to get going. Great volume, man. 2.7. The daily's a little funky, but it is consolidating. It did break out of that 19, towards that 19 in the last couple of minutes. So I guess worth watching this one. BNGO, again, crazy pre-market action. I'm going to remove this one. I think this is a little bit wacky this morning. So let's get rid of that one. I'd rather see some of the other stuff that we're keeping on here. Fubo is on this list. Decent pre-market action, great daily. Just be mindful that this thing can drop very aggressively. And we do have Mara. Mara's looking very nice here, guys. It's starting to get going here in the pre-market, up 6.5 right now. Was red for the most part all morning into about, what's this, 8:25. Start to get going here. You see the volume coming in. So that's looking very, very good this morning. Maybe one that we can move up. So let's just, I think we didn't remove much. I'm gonna remove Sun W. Let's remove that one. Let's get rid of that. Neo is good. TRY is decent. Oxy is okay, not great. Let's remove it. UAVS, yeah, let's get rid of it. Let's be very fine-tuned this morning here. CCIV has potential. Fubo looks decent in manner. Okay, very tight secondary list today. It's Friday. We want to keep it nice and simple. GME looks good, guys. We'll keep that one on our main list. AMD looking very nice this morning. Peter is it's got to be doing backflips on that. ACB is very good. INTC is very nice. I do love the pre-market action here. We're coming into some area of support here. I wonder how that's going to react as we start hitting this 58 and actually 59 where we're sitting at right now. What else we have? And we have Apple. Apple, great day yesterday. So clean. That is, we have to keep it on our list today. Hope that we can get some of that clean action today as well. As it looks like it wants to go back up to that all-time high as far as the daily and the way it's setting up right now. So let's remove the levels. Let's start doing levels now. We'll start with Apple. Low of the pre-market right now, guys, 135.20. High of the pre-market sitting over at 136.30 right in here. So we'll throw a level there as well. Towards the top, you have your previous day close. Above that, you do have 137.39, and you have this one, your previous all-time high. Again, this was done during actual intraday action. This here, the way this wick was made, we saw it was just kind of like at the end, some transactions just being thrown in there. So again, I'll put a lot of weight on that 138.77. Let's see what's going to do there. Then towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are taking care of you there. INTC looking very weak at the moment, is trying to hold on to his 59 pre-market low right now. You can see that 59 does have a lot of area of resistance right on here before we had the breakout yesterday. So again, they're coming off of earnings, and they also, as Norm mentioned, they have some possible earnings leak situation hack they got to take care of there. Towards the bottom, we do have 57.13, which is close to the bottom of this gap up, right? So this gap up here, that's the low that it did, hasn't gone below. That's been able to hold here, this consolidation. So let's see what it does today. Towards the top, let's mark a few levels on here. High of your pre-market, 60.44, very close to this area here. So I'll keep the high of the pre-market, but you want to be careful around 60.17. You do have some resistance here from the last time we gapped up. And then above that, previous day close, and also your high from yesterday. I think that's pretty good right now for INTC. We do have some pretty good levels here. Pre-market action, again, getting better as volume starts coming in more steady here. You can see here just how it's winding up nicely. If that continues, we're going to have a very beautiful pre-market action build up for INTC. Here's a ACB, a little bit choppy right now, just kind of pushing around here, but I do love the daily low of the pre-market 1038. Below that, we do have a level right over here. This is a good one. We've got tons of candles touching this 997. So you have a little bit of support happening here. The wicks are a little bit lower, but if you go across to the left here, you can see how much support and resistance you have at that 997. It's probably $10, but you know, it's a range. It's an area, so be on the lookout for $10, of course, 3 cents above that. And then towards the top, guys, high of the pre-market 1074, and then you have your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So really holding on to this 1038 right now. A couple of touches there. Is it going to hold, or are we going to get a drop? So we'll keep an eye on that one. IBM, it is giving a little bit of a bounce here of a 120.37, which is your low of your pre-market. High of the pre-market 123. So we'll throw a level there. And then towards the, there's a level right here where the price is actually doing some stuff. 121.72. 121.72. You can see the pre-market already playing around that price level. There's got some support here, some nice support happening off of that, off the daily. So we'll mark that down. Outside of that range, the daily here looks a little bit wacky, guys. But if you draw a line over at 126, that is a good area of resistance. Within here, you're not going to find anything great. I don't see anything that looks all that great. You might have a minor area of support resistance. Again, I won't put too much weight on this one, but if you look at 125, you do have a couple of days hitting that with their wicks, a couple of days opening and closing on that 125. But again, I think the main one is going to be this 126, because if you look at the bigger picture, you can see the daily just banging his head on that 126.18 a couple of times there. Again, I don't think we'll get there. That's a long way from 121 right now, but we'll have to see how IBM is going to play out today. So big gap down for them today. They're down 7.8. Towards the bottom, if we come back to this 120.37 and we do break that great area of resistance right here, guys, at 118.56. And what I like about this one is we broke out of that on this day here on November 9th, and we got slammed back down. Then we had a tough time breaking out of that into about a couple of days later, the 23rd, November 23rd, we did break out of that, and that created a nice run here. So that could be a great area of support now if we do decide to take a nice dive here on IBM. Here's AMD. AMD is just going. Love it, love it, love it. High of the pre-market, I'm not going to mark it now because it's being created as we go. Let's focus on the downside on the bottom. Side first, low of the pre-market 92.61, and then below that, just look at all the support resistance that you have down here. So You do not need to add any more here. Keep this very, very simple. Towards the top, let's look at the price action right now. We do have a level right here at a 95.01. Obviously 95 whole dollar number is going to be important here. You can see a couple of touches there. Let's see if it can get up there. So I won't mark the pre-market high at the moment just yet. Above that, if we look at it here, we do have a 97 70, and then in between here you don't have really between 95 and 97. There's nothing really good here as far as levels. If you notice this here, maybe this one here, maybe you got what, 3 touches on this 96.26. Very minor support resistance, and do not put a lot of weight on that one. But that's all you really have. There's nothing else great on this daily as far as levels. Let's see, guys. I think we might get to 95 here. Let's see what happens. Looking really strong right now. Here is GameStop. So GameStop, a little bit of a bounce here. Few cents off the previous day close, 43.31. Their daily is what looks interesting. Their pre-market looks good. It's not bad, right? You're getting a lot of volume in here. You're getting some pretty good sized candles in there. So that's good. You got a nice range. But their dailies what looks interesting because, again, we've just been chopping around here between 43 and 37. And now we're kind of breaking outside of the higher range that we've been for the last, 5 days. So that's interesting. Do we have the strength to really, get some momentum and going towards that pre-market high, 46.97? I think this thing has been higher, but this is the 52-week high. I'm not going to go back and look at some, what was the high at that time. But this is pretty good right now for them, considering they were, at $2? Was it $2 or something like that? Yeah, something crazy in September. Yeah, 475. So doing really, really nice. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right, that completes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. We have a nice list today. This morning we'll recap it after we look at what our moderators are looking at today. Let's take a look. Let's bring in our moderators list. All right, do we have? Yep, there it is. All right, we'll start scrolling all the way up. Looks like Eamon. Oh, no, Peter. Okay, perfect. Let's bring our visuals in here. Very nice. All right, I think that's good right there. All right, so starting with, I thought I saw Peter up here. Yes, Peter. So another IPO Friday, MNTK, PAX, RLX are all opening up today. And then another batch of SPACs I'll not watch. So he's not going to be watching these. All right. Eamon, watch list, Fubo, AMD, NKLA, secondary, Baba, Sun W, and Apple. Thor is watching Apple, Neo, AMD, INTC, INTC. Oh, okay, just looking for earnings play on that one. Cool. John is looking at high of day breakouts, top watch list. AB, is that Airbnb, ABND, or something different? Apple, Nvidia, and Facebook. And then Jerry is looking at AMD/INTC, Riot, and Mara. Mara is looking good today. We'll take a look at that before we break off here. And then secondary list, Tesla and Neo/GameStop for volatility in those areas. Mike is watching Apple for the break of high. Tiffany likes INTC, Apple, secondary Tesla, AMD, GameStop, and Riot. And Peter loves AMD, exclamation point. This is the actual time that AMD is in play. IBM, GameStop, and secondary list, INTC, Apple, and Neo. Brian has INTC, IBM, Fubo, Mara, which has a lot of volume. We'll take a look at that one. And also added AMD to the list because AMD is definitely looking very good this morning. So let's recap here, guys. Norm, anything that you like on your end besides what we have looked at already?
These same names are I see some pretty decent ones in there. So,
all right, looking good. Okay, Mara. Let's take a look at Mara. Yeah, Mara's looking good pre-market right now, guys. This is very, very nice. We just got to see how long this run is going to last here, because obviously, if you look at the daily, they have not been doing too well. So just be careful on this one. So we have recap. We have Apple. Apple had a great day yesterday, possible continuation today towards that all-time highs. INTC still holding on to that 59 since we left it off here. So we'll see. Looks rather weak though. It looks like it does want to break this 59 here. Either way, we have great volume. Whatever this thing decides to do, I think that we'll get some good opportunities here today after the market open as well. ACB continues to hold this 1038. Not looking great now. This pre-market action started nice. Now it's just kind of struggling here. So hopefully at the market open, we can get better action out of this one. Volume is there for sure. We're down nicely. Daily looks great for a possible drop to 997. Let's see what happens. IBM coming back here. Again, they're just kind of stuck between the middle of their highs and lows right now, just right in the midpoint. So they got to see what happens there. AMD continues to rip. I think they will get to that 95 before the market open. Let's see. But I will mark down this level here, guys. This is a good level you have to mark down. This is 93.78 of our pre-market. The reason for that is look at the touches we have here. Look at the consolidation before the beautiful breakout with volume. So you want to have that on there just in case the price does come back down. This can now be a good area of support. So throw that on there, and then we'll mark the pre-market high once this thing decides to give an actual pullback. And here's GameStop. GameStop coming back down, looks like, to that 43. We'll see. But again, I love the daily on this one for a possible breakout play. Not really towards the downside. We would love to see is to run up and kind of get some more people squeezed out of their position if they still are short. I mean, we still have a very short interest on this one, right? Let me see what we have here.
Yeah,
Still
it's
showing. Yeah,
still
it's still
insanely high.
massive. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on GameStop. I
Given
think
that
that
info's from
mhm,
December 31st, I believe. But
31st. But there might still be some knuckleheads holding this thing short. There always is. So we don't want to be that guy. We don't want to be that girl. Do not hold on to something if it's not working, guys. Very important. The biggest thing in trading is going to be risk management. You have to manage your risk. If you can do that, you're not going to last. You're just not going to last in this thing. So manage your risk accordingly. It is Friday, guys. So trade safe. We will see you guys on Monday. And again, just be disciplined today. Think about going into your weekend knowing that you follow all your rules. There's nothing you're gonna regret at the end of the trading day. And if you find yourself stopping out one or two, three, four times, just stop. Just stop trading. Take a break. And if you're a newer trader, as we know, there's a lot of newer traders now going live. Not trading is an actual action, right? Not taking a trade is an actual action. So keep that in mind. Just because you are a trader doesn't mean that you have to be in a trade. We cannot stress that enough because we've been there. Norm and I, we've been there. We know what it's like. When you first start out, you want to hit that hotkey. And if you've been trading for a while and you're still struggling with, taking trades and over trading, this is something that you have to become disciplined at. If you don't master this, you're going to have a hard time becoming consistently profitable. This is very, very important. So
there's a lot of waiting and trading.
yes, yes, the best traders just sit and wait, and then keep that trade book in front of you at all times, and make sure that whatever you're taking a trade on matches what is in your trade book. If you can, three things you have to be able to do. You have to be able to call out the strategy. You have to be able to know where your stop is and when your profit target is to calculate your risk to reward. If you cannot do those three things on a trade, you should not be in that trade, and that should happen very quickly because you know exactly what you're looking for. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Have a nice weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.